Buenos dias from Cholula, Mexico, about a 30-minute drive away from Puebla and about 1.5 hours from Mexico City. We are here today to see the world's largest pyramid. You excited, Luce?
I am, because it's not the tallest, which is the one in Giza.
Yep.
It's the largest, as in terms of volume.
In terms of volume, you're exactly right. The one in Giza, as Lucy said, is the world's tallest by quite some distance. But this one here in Cholula is the world's largest pyramid in terms of volume, and it's about double the volume of the one in Giza, Egypt.
Crazy.
It's crazy. We can't quite see it yet, but we're about to turn a corner, and hopefully we can see it with our own eyes. You excited?
Yeah.
Me too. Let's go see the world's largest pyramid. So the streets here in Cholula are very similar to Puebla, as I said, which is very close to where we are now. But we really like it. It's very flat, it's very clean, and it's very European-like, isn't it?
I was just about to say that it's very European.
It is.
It makes sense because the Spanish did take over.
It's true.
But yeah, it's very European.
It is.
Very different to Mexico City.
Very
that
different.
layout.
Mexico City's very busy, hustle bustle, not necessarily the most cleanest place in the world. But yeah, here in Puebla it's very beautiful, very nice, quiet, clean,
And colourful.
and colourful. When the Spaniards invaded Cholula back in the 1500s, I think it was Cortez who invaded, the Spanish, and he said Cholula was the most beautiful city in the world outside of Spain. So there you have it. Yeah, little fact for you there. I've read it this morning. So here we are in the most beautiful city in the world.
We've just bought our tickets now to get into the Great Pyramid of Cholula. They were 80 pesos each, and then an extra 50 if you want to record or take pictures or something like that.
They're very cheeky, aren't they? Everywhere you go in Mexico, whether it's a museum or it's somewhere like this, even if you're visiting a castle like we did in Mexico City the other day,
They make you charge.
they charge you 50 Mexican pesos, which is about £2 or so, which isn't much, but for the sake of taking pictures and videos, it's a bit cheeky, isn't it? Even in the Frida Kahlo Museum, they make you weren't allowed to video or take pictures or anything
Crazy,
without paying a license. Very cheeky, but here we go. Here's the entrance, so we're heading in now.
Just like when we went to Teotihuacan pyramids, we've done this without a tour again. We just find it's much cheaper, and there's no really need for it, is there?
No, you don't need to do a tour when you come to these places. They charge about $50 on TripAdvisor and places like that,
Yeah.
which is just extortionate. Like the Uber to get here alone was £2.87 from Puebla, that is, and that's about half an hour drive. And then the tickets to come in, 80 pesos each, which what's that, about £3, £4 each? No, less than £3, isn't it?
Yeah.
For entry. So rather than spending $50 per person, just do it yourself and
Do a bit of research beforehand.
do a bit of research, know what you're seeing, and I'm sure when we go up here there'll be information on boards and whatnot about what you're seeing anyway. So
Yeah.
don't
Saves a
get
bit of money.
tours. Saves a bit of money, and also it helps the local economy if you do it by yourself.
Yeah.
Tell you what, Luce, this is 10 times steeper than the other one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Jesus, straight up.
Oh my god.
Hopefully it's not too long. Well, I think we're fit enough anyway now, aren't we? It's just the altitude's a bit tough to deal with. I think we're about...
We've been in the altitude for like over a week now, though. So.
We have been, well, about 3 weeks, haven't we? But even still, you can still feel it when you're exercising and whatnot. 2,500 metres above sea level here, so when you are
really
walking
going
up
higher.
steep ramps like this, it's tough, isn't it? And every step you're going a metre higher, like you said, Luce. Nearly there, Luce. Even the steps are steep, aren't they?
I know. But it's awkward. The steps are like awkward as well.
Yeah. I think if you do come here, don't come here on the first day you arrive. You've got to adjust to the altitude first. Luckily we are somewhat adjusted to the altitude here, but we're still feeling it. Whew. Nearly there, Luce. There's a football pitch over there.
Of course you would spot that. In 1594, the Spanish built this church on top of the pyramid as a symbol of defeating the Aztecs.
And it was a common tradition at the time for this to happen, and many Spanish Catholic churches were built on top of old Aztec pyramids and temples.
work out on top of a hill. I've just climbed up and worked out.
All done that. Show us your coin.
That's cool, isn't it?
A little souvenir for 11 pesos. Not bad, eh?
That's cool.
Well, I'll tell you what, Luce, it's a lot quicker coming down for sure, isn't it?
I know, yeah. Less sweaty coming down.
Less sweaty coming down, yeah. I don't know if we mentioned before, but it's hot. Bloody hot.
It is.
Imagine 25 degrees, but 2,500 metres up. So the sun is
Close.
very, very close. And it's hot. And we're struggling for breath.
We say this every day.
And we're running out of water. So you might be watching this thinking, hang on, that's not a pyramid, that's just a hill with a church on top of it. And you'll be absolutely correct, because it's speculated that even the Spanish didn't know that they were building a church on top of the world's biggest pyramid. They knew it was a temple, but they didn't necessarily know what they were building it on, which is today the Great Pyramid of Cholula.
The pyramid itself is over 2,500 years old, so over time there's been loads of trees and foliage growing over it, so that's why you can't see the original structure. But there it is.
There it is, in all its beauty.
It's actually huge, isn't it? It looks like a massive mountain.
It does. But like looking at it, like if you didn't know that was a pyramid, you wouldn't know.
You would just think it was a mountain.
You think it was just a random mountain in the middle of nowhere. But yeah, it's pretty mad that that's man-made. That hill's man-made, and it's ginormous, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I think there's lots of tunnels inside. I'm not sure if we'll be able to see those, but maybe we walk on a bit, we'll be able to see. Let's have a look. So underneath all of this grass and trees and all this foliage here was the original pyramid of Cholula. And over the years, of thousands of years, like Lucy said a minute ago, it's all grown on top of it and you can no longer see the pyramid itself.
And that concludes our day trip here in Cholula. We definitely recommend coming here for a day trip or just on its own as well.
Yeah, if you're in Puebla or Mexico City, it's very close, so you can easily do it in a day. Get a bus or an Uber, whatever's cheaper for you. But yeah, we definitely recommend coming here. There's a volcano as well, which we've mentioned before. If you fancy climbing up that, if you're fit enough, if you've got the gear, go ahead and do that. It looked brilliant. But we don't have the gear and we don't have the time to do that personally. We will be seeing more volcanoes though on our trips in Central America, so be sure to subscribe to the channel for more of this sort of content.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching.
Hasta luego.
Hasta luego.